everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I want to talk about something that is really close to my heart, which is how I am intentionally building a close bond with my teen and my preteen. Now I remember when my kids were babies and people would say to me, oh, you just wait when they're teenagers, you're just gonna lose them and they're gonna do whatever they want. When I was a teenager, when it came to the closeness between me and my mum, it wasn't there. But if I'm to be honest, the closeness wasn't there for many years before that. And it was only then as a teenager where I was able to really express myself in the way that teenagers do. Um, that's what made it a lot clearer. So growing up, I noticed certain patterns in my own relationship with my mum. Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I did see some things then that I knew that I would do differently when it came to me with my own kids. And now that they're getting older, I can genuinely see a difference with how our bond and our rapport is compared to how mine was with my mum. And all the people who would say to me, you're going to lose this bond of your kids. That's not a reality for me at all. Because now I see how open and comfortable they are with me. And that's not to toot my own horn, but that's to acknowledge the effort and the steps that my husband and I had made together and individually in terms of how we would get our kids to know that we are a safe place for them. So if you're parenting teens or preteens, or even if you're just approaching that stage, here are a few things that I'm doing to intentionally keep our bond strong. 1, take an interest in their interests. Now, this one is so huge. You don't have to be an expert in what they love. Like, you don't have to be like an expert in the game, the show, the music, the trend, none of that. But showing that you want to know these things makes such a difference. Because growing up, my mum never wanted to show an interest in things that I was interested in. Now, I remember sharing things as a child and being met with a or like a quiet disapproval without any explanation. Or sometimes I'll be rebuked flat out, like, why are you into that sort of stuff? And you know what? Over time, you just stop sharing. So today, I ask questions, I listen, I actually ask them to explain it to me. And the things I've been learning, like, wow, guys. And even if it's not my thing, they are my thing, and that's what matters. The second one, don't tell them off for telling the truth. Oof, this one. If as parents we want honesty, we have to make our children know that honesty is safe. And that's exactly how it is with us and the Lord. Like, it doesn't matter what we've done. You know, when you've messed up, you've messed up, and you go to the Lord and you're like, Lord. And just knowing that He's going to receive you with, actually, do you know what? The fact that He knows can actually make it worse, because it's like God already knows what you're going to say, and it's like, But nonetheless, knowing that He's going to receive you warmly just makes it so much easier to approach Him. And that's exactly how it is with our children and us as their parents. Now, don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean that there are no consequences. We don't do gentle parenting here. But it does mean that we are careful, as in me and my husband, we're careful to not explode or to shame them just for them being truthful. And I want my kids to know that telling me the truth, no matter how uncomfortable it is always, always, always the better option. It doesn't matter if it is embarrassing, if it's shameful, any of that. Like, telling the truth always trumps telling a lie. Like, 100% every single time. 3, do not compare them to other kids, especially their siblings. Oh boy. Comparison shuts kids down so quickly, so fast, so fast. It doesn't matter who you compare them to. You can compare them to other kids, you can compare them to their siblings, you can even compare them to yourself when you were a child, because everything was rose tinted glasses back when we were kids, right? Because every child is different personalities, different characters, different strengths, different timelines. So comparing them to other kids, it will create resentment, insecurity, and a distancing within the family. And that's been set up by you as a parent choosing to compare them to somebody else, especially within the household. Oh boy, that is soul crushing right there. Number 4, let them talk without critiquing the small things. Oh man, this was a big one for me to learn. I won't even lie. And I learned this a few months ago when my daughter, I picked her up from school, and she shared a story with me when she she had some of her pocket money, and there was this coffee van that comes to their school once a week, and she went with her friends and she got a Kit Kat. And so I said to her, why did you spend the money there? Like, why didn't you just wait till I was going to take you to Aldi after school? Would have been cheaper. So she said to me, she stopped, she was actually walking, and she stopped and she turned to me and she said, Mummy, I only wanted to share with you the story about the chocolate that I got with my friend and what happened afterwards, not what I should have done. Oh man, I got it. I got it. Because that wasn't a lesson in budgeting, that was about connection. I got the cues wrong, I got it wrong. So I apologized and she told me her story, and it was very funny. Because what happens is, if we start correcting the small, unimportant details, in their head, they're going to think, well, what's the point of telling my mum or dad anything if this is what is always going to happen? Like, I can't just share my story. Because if someone did that to me, I'll be annoyed. Oh, it's flying here. So now I let them talk. I listen and I save the critiques for when they really matter, not when they're sharing a story like that. Like, no, that's not the time or the place. 5, spend one-on-one time with them. Now, this doesn't have to be complicated or expensive. You don't have to wait until the half term or the summer holidays to go away to Greece. It's not about that. Like, kids, what I find really interesting is when you speak to kids about what they enjoy when they go away on holiday, they enjoy the plane ride, or the fun things that they did there. They don't care that they're in another country necessarily and they're walking around doing the same thing that they could have done at home. Like, that's exciting for us as adults because we work. But for kids who enjoy holidays and half terms and all of that, it's not a big deal for them. So when I talk about spending one-to-one time with your kids, I'm talking about the simplest things: a walk, a car ride, a coffee, watching a show together in a cinema. Like, there are so many things you can do, and if you can tie it to something that they enjoy and that you can do together, even better. It doesn't have to be like 6 hours. Just 5 to 10 minutes of undivided attention can do so much to your child. And one of the things that I've started doing recently with my kids is we cook once a week. So I cook once a week with each of them individually, and we have a playlist. Well, they have their own playlist that we play in the background, and the things that they open up and share with me is like, so not only are they learning a life skill, but they're actually opening up, and I love it so much, so much. And that's just one simple example. There are so many other things, like I said, go for a walk, even in walking in the rain. Like, there are so many memories that can be created, and you don't have to wait for the perfect moment or waiting for something in order for that to happen. Because if there's something that I've realized about my kids, is that when I have that one-on-one time with them, I get conversations with them that I wouldn't have with them if they were in front of their sibling. Just wouldn't happen. And some of the most meaningful chats that I've had with my kids have come from these simple moments. And the last one, number 6, share the mistakes that I made too. I don't pretend I was perfect growing up, because I was not. Sharing age appropriate mistakes that I made with them helps my children see me as not just mum the advisor or mum who knows everything at this age anyway. It helps them see me as human. And that's so important as a child, because what I found is what that does is it opens the door for honesty and reassurance that your mistakes don't define you. Like, you can make your mistakes. As parents, they're not being put under duress of trying to meet this standard or this mark. We embrace and accept them the way God made them. And yes, they are going to make mistakes. But when they do make those mistakes, is there an example in their lives where they've seen or heard mum and dad tell them, I made similar mistakes when I was your age. I got through it. This is what happened. This is how God led me. Let me share this with you. And it's so encouraging because it just opens up so much dialogue. Like, it's insane. I love it. Now, I'm definitely not a perfect parent, and I'm still learning every single day. But I can really see how these small intentional choices are keeping that open line of communication and vulnerability and just openness with me and my kids. And I absolutely love that. Now, if this helped you, or you're trying to build a closer relationship with you and your kids, please let me know in the comments. I would absolutely love to hear. And if you'd like more content like this, don't forget to like and subscribe somewhere. I think it's down there. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next week.